Welcome back to Crypto Atlas, your daily source for crypto whale alerts, crypto market news, and DeFi gems. Today's video is going to be a little bit shorter than normal, but we still have some interesting things to go over. So the first thing I want to do is hop over to Whale Alert. And you will notice I am not focusing on one single tweet, one single whale alert. This is what I would normally do. Here, we're actually seeing that there is a bit of activity that took place over the last 24 hours, but it was almost all in USDC. So it's not as much activity overall. Normally, I would see a lot of Bitcoin or XRP or Ethereum or possibly some other cryptocurrencies, but here it's pretty quiet. So we had 4 transactions for USDC, which is a stable coin for those of you that don't know. And this was over $1 billion worth. All of it happening back to back, 4 transactions again, and it was 280,577,425 USDC on all 4 transactions. Again, over $1 billion. So there's something big in play there. Then you take a look at this other whale alert. There was a little bit of Bitcoin. And when I say a little, it's still a lot. I don't have this kind of money laying around. 612 Bitcoin or $56 million. It was transferred from an unknown wallet to Coinbase Institutional. So yes, it is a sizable amount of money, but when we look at the broad coverage of whale alerts, there are other whale alerts that have even surpassed this by considerable numbers. Now let's go and move on to the news. So a little bit of news to share with you guys. Here is Emily over on Twitter. They say huge news: Ripple will officially be recognized as a national trust bank. And this is citing OCC.gov. You guys can see this paperwork right here. And under the proposed depository institution, right about middle of that page there, you can see it says for the name, Ripple National Trust Bank. That is going to get a lot of people excited, myself included. Now we move on. This is from Chad Steingraber, and they say net XRP inflows are green with USD pairs. So this is very interesting. You guys can see right here being laid out. We have green across the board for Kraken, Bitstamp, Coinbase, Kraken again. I'm not sure why it's shown that twice, and Gemini. And then we've got a few red ones. There's Gate and OKX that we can see in the graphic. And up next, all in crypto, falling wedge is a reversal pattern, a retracement to $3.60 is coming. I'm not exactly sure why they're saying retracement. Maybe they mean from, yeah, I don't know why they're saying retracement, but trying to go back to it. Normally, I would use the term retracement as in it's falling back, but I guess it's a reverse retracement. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on. Chad then goes on to say, Law Day 168, the XRP ETFs closed on Friday at around $1.90 per XRP. They can only sit and watch the price go up over the weekend. They will wake up Monday morning seeing a big price jump, which could trigger a ETF volume frenzy. And we are seeing XRP moving quite well over the course of the day. So I'm very curious to see how things move for XRP when the market actually opens on Monday. And here we have Zyfe Crypto, who says XRP trading volume exploding on Globe, $23 million in just 1 minute. What's going on is right. Now they have this here. It showcases at $2.10. It's a little bit below that while I'm recording the video, but overall you guys can still see that the price is spiking up. And I'll talk more about this more in just a moment. Last post here. This is from Xfinance Bull, I should say. They say, boom, XRP just flipped Bitcoin and Ethereum in volume and liquidity on Upbit, South Korea's largest crypto exchange. You're looking at $207 million in volume, 17% of the entire market. That's more liquid than Bitcoin. Local capital rotating into utility. In Asia, payments are not narratives, they're infrastructure. Investors there are moving ahead of headlines and meme coins. They want function, speed, and finality. XRP offers all 3. This is what early adoption looks like. I agree, personally. It's my point of view. Watch what Asia buys, not what your feed talks about. Okay, now we can go ahead and take a look at the price movement and see how things are going. And they are looking really good. So we are up over 3.5% while I'm recording the video. It's about $2.09 at one point. It went to about $2.12. So it's pulled back just a little bit from that high in the day. But you can also see when we zoom a bit, the volume here is dramatically higher than what we've been seeing as of recent. So the last time we had a big spike up like this was around December 19th. To get it really close to this level, I would say we actually had a lot of selling volume there on December 18th. That was pretty close. We can zoom out a little bit more to December 9th. That was a green day. And then we had 5 days of huge volume running from December 1st to December 5th. So volume started to spike up a little bit the last 2 days and then really spiking up for the new day here. We're actually on a fourth green candle. This is looking really good in that respect. And we're over halfway on the Fibonacci retracement zone, heading towards $2.26 on that Fibonacci zone. This is the zone that we were trying to break above back on November 24th. It got rejected. We saw further continuation back down because this really started pulling down, zooming out, dating all the way back here. We hit a high on July 18th at about $3.66, and then we tapped that really close again on July 21st. So after July 21st, we saw some big drops, tried to make a nice recovery, got about halfway on that Fibonacci zone, and it started dropping down even more. Really took a nosedive on October 10th. That was some crazy shenanigans. It wasn't just XRP that got hit. Other cryptos really took a pounding there too. And then we have here on November 13th, that was the launch of the spot ETFs in the United States. And you see things have dropped down. But guess what, guys? With this moving up, we're seeing some nice recovery about halfway from where we hit that bottom, going back to where that spot ETF was. And we're over halfway just on this Fibonacci zone. So if this does manage to keep going, we're going to look good and head just a little bit higher up there to $2.46, and then $2.50 is a target goal. And then if we do fall back, we're looking at about $1.84 for support zone. And that's what I got for you guys. So if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit subscribe. And you can also check me out over on Blue Sky at Crypto Atlas. And thank you so much to my Patreon supporters as well as my YouTube members. God bless, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.